Hello everybody, my name is Green Machine, and I'd like to tell you about a negative experience I had with a doctor. Hopefully this vid will help you or someone else you know. When I was 17 years old, I switched from visiting a pediatrician to visiting a family doctor. My mother and I arrived at the waiting area, and shortly after, we were escorted to the doctor's office. The wait was far longer than both of us expected, and I thought that the doctor would never arrive. Finally, after a very, very long time, my doctor busted into the door. For the sake of preserving my former doctor's anonymity, I will be calling him Dr. Plague. As soon as Dr. Plague closed the door, he prattled on about a bunch of nonsense rather than asking me about my health concerns. This made me feel quite uncomfortable, but I had to give him the benefit of the doubt, since doctors were very hard to find back in 2020. One particular reason that I came into the doctor's office that day was that I needed birth control to regulate my period, because I was concerned about becoming anemic. My doctor wrote up the prescription for my birth control pills, but he referred to them as BCP. My mom didn't know what the term BCP was used for, so she asked him, "What on earth does BCP mean?" And my doctor looked at her like she was a complete dumbass and, very rudely replied and said, "It's shorthand for birth control pills." After he wrote a note to contact the pharmacy for my birth control pills, either my mom or I brought up the fact that I was autistic so that I could potentially get in touch with a therapist. As soon as he heard that I was autistic, he started peddling this absurd conspiracy theory that the majority of the people who were diagnosed with autism in the United States didn't actually have autism, but rather their symptoms of autism were caused by a pesticide called Roundup. He claimed this because he was a doctor overseas and didn't see the symptoms of autism in young patients in the countries in Africa and Europe. He then mentions that because Roundup was banned in those countries and wasn't used in grain production, he made the correlation that in countries where Roundup was banned, Dr. Plague then brought up 2 different YouTube documentaries in order to support his claim. However, neither of those videos had any sources in the description, so it made me extremely suspicious. Afterwards, my doctor was trying to recommend my mother these extremely expensive gluten-free snacks from Europe. And while looking through Amazon, he continued on with his rampage, saying, "Hopefully changing up Green's diet will help cure her of her autism symptoms." Let that sink in, please. This man didn't think I had autism, and he thought he could cure me of it. And I don't remember this point, but my mom does. He mentioned that putting the fact that I'm autistic on my resume for work would lower the chances of me getting hired, which is completely bullshit because it's illegal to discriminate based on disability status. Of course, you can correct me in the comment section if I'm wrong. Despite my extreme reservations about Dr. Plague, my mom still wanted to try out this extremely expensive diet. In the next visit, I decided to express my concerns towards my doctor about his behavior. I remember saying, "I don't really appreciate the fact that you were trying to cure me of autism." When I told him that, his smile immediately faded, and he said, I'm sorry if you felt that I said that, which made me so angry. Remember, the specific word that Dr. Plague used was cure me of my symptoms of autism. So this man tried to gaslight me into thinking that I was making something up to I don't know, just to make him think he was wrong. At this point, my mom decided that she wouldn't take me to Dr. Plague anymore, which I'm thankful for. God, I'm done with that dude. By the way, could you please all follow me in my social medias? They're linked in the description below. Have a nice day, and I hope that you don't have to go through a similar experience that I went through. Alright, goodbye.